And then I love that prior, like, there's girls eating each other's boxes for strangers, and you're like, next.
We're going.
Like, if I have to sit through one more girl act 8 feet in front of me.
Flying dildos. And they're like, flying dildos. It was the best. It was like this big camaraderie event. And then the worst part is that, like, she ripped my shirt, and my buddy PJ Kuzmano took pictures with his camera, just sat there and snap, 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 snap. And I remember I had a girlfriend, and I was like, ooh, is this cheating? Like, I remember thinking in my head. Yeah. But then we got done, and they were like, what do you guys want to do next? I have a shirt ripped. I've been handcuffed. My wrists are bruised. I'm like, let's just go back to the room and take naps.
You guys want to fill the tub with Listerine and lay in it with our legs open? That's what I want to do.
Does anyone feel like brushing their teeth? Because I kind of want to brush my teeth and shave.
Oh, that lady just lowered. How close did she come to your face?
Not very. In real life,
too
not
close.
Very. Way too close. Here's the worst part is I have crowns and veneers, so I was afraid she was going to knock my teeth out. And I was like, if someone said, how'd you lose your teeth in Amsterdam? Oh, it's got a dildo shoved down my throat.
I lost this veneer. I haven't gotten it replaced yet.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was at the dentist's office, the girl at the desk goes, she said some weird like dental term, and I go, I don't know what that means. She goes, using your veneers as a tool. Like when you bite into like peanut brittle with your teeth.
Yeah.
And I go, no. She goes, okay, don't ever use your veneers as a tool. And ever since she said that, I'll go to bite something, and I'll just move that shit to the back of my mouth.
Shut up. I use mine as tools all the time.
Yeah, you can't. You can't do it. I also like...
Do you realize how long it would have taken me if she was like, do you use your veneers as a tool? I'd be thinking, like I'm trying to screw things in, like...
Was there anybody that got so fucked up in Amsterdam we were like, oh my God, but you can't name names probably?
Yeah. No, I can name names. I can name names only because I love him and he's a very sweet guy. But Hannibal Buress got ripped one night. Like,
just on booze?
No.
Oh.
We all did a guest set at some comedy club, and then we're all hanging out late night, and of course, like hash lace joint goes passing around.
Hash is great.
I've never done it. I've never done hash, and so
you just came from Amsterdam. You have all these hash stories.
I know, but I was around it, but I've never smoked.
When you were just
hash.
there, you didn't smoke hash.
No, did not smoke hash.
When you go, really?
Yeah, I'm terrified of that shit. Ultimately, because I'm afraid that I'm gonna fucking pass out. They're gonna put me in a steamliner, and I'll be fucking cutting trees down in Egypt. Like,
you've done flying dildos. What are you worried about passing out on hash for?
I have no idea. Anyway, that's not the point. Point is, so they're passing this joint around. I remember Tom Rhodes took a hit. Like, he went, oh, this is strong. And then Pete Johansson, I don't even think Pete Johansson didn't. He goes, oh, I can't even fuck with that. And Hannibal Buress went old school Chicago South Side on that joint and just like
Cabrini Greens,
ripped that shit. And then as someone reached for it, Hannibal was like, and then like popped it. And I was like, motherfucker. And I remember thinking in my head, my film crew's with me, and I was like, I should keep an eye on Hannibal. Like, just like, because this is he's fucked up, and we're in Amsterdam.
You are a network man, my friend.
We ended up
keep an eye on Hannibal. It might be something really entertaining soon. Just make sure there's film in the mag.
No,
just
the
keep
best
it ready.
was the documentary. The film crew goes, we meet up at the next bar, and they drove with Hannibal, and they're like, hey man, I think your friend is a little trashed. And I said, why? And he goes, he thinks I'm paparazzi and I'm following him around. And they'd already met him. And so we got to the next bar, and then Hannibal murdered like 3 glasses of wine. There were 3 on the table for everyone, and Hannibal just pounded them, 1, 2, 3. And then I looked at him, and I was like, all right, we're going to go walk home. And he was like, I want to go out. And I was like, no, we're going home. And then by that time, he was fucking out of it. And so I walked him home. I told the film crew to turn it off. I was like, we're not fucking recording this. Walked him home, and then got hot dogs, and then put him to bed. The best was Tom Rhodes walked with us, and Tom was pretty lit too. And I was like, good, I'm getting everyone that's really fucked up home, and we're all going to bed. And Tom Rhodes gets there, and he goes, all right, I got you home. I'm heading back out. I was like, wait, I'm walking you home. You're not walking me home. So yeah,
Wait, so you weren't? Oh, I thought you were gonna have like these crazy like mushroom stories from Amsterdam.
No, I can't do mushrooms.
That would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I need to be like in my home. I need my garden. I need the ocean
place. I need a field.
The ocean right down
an asthma inhaler, some Xanax.
How much you like the ocean right there?
Oh, yeah.
Just go, you know what? I think I need to just go sit in the sand for a little while, you guys.
I'm gonna just get grounded for like 5 minutes.
It's really, having kids really does cut into your fucking drug habits.
Oh, completely. You end up, I just don't want to be the dad that you see at drop off that you're like, he had a rough time. Or the mom.
If I had to rename my sons, I would name them Cock and Block. Because
Buzz and Kill.
Well, not even Buzz and Kill anymore. It's more like they're just complete. Jackie, especially, is the biggest boner killer of all time because he does things that'll fuck up your boner in perpetuity. Like when you're having sex and like the barefoot Contessa comes on, that shit ain't coming back. Like you're losing your erection, and even if you turn the TV off, you just picture her in that stupid denim smock going, "Don't tell Jeffrey. How bad could this be?" And you're like, oh, you just keep thinking about it. And then you start thinking about like, my wife's going to think I'm losing my erection to the barefoot Contessa. And you're like, but you are. And like, these are all things you know what you're not thinking? Ugh.
Yeah. Wait, what does Jackie do?
He'll come in and go, Daddy? And I go, yeah. And he'll be holding like Pokemon cards. And he goes, is Charizard a rock type? Because I know Dugong evolved from Seal.
Yeah.
And I go, sweetie, I don't know, for real. But meanwhile, like, my wife's under the covers, covered up, and we stopped. We were just getting going, and we heard him coming and the whole thing because he's a terrible spy. He's horrible. That's the other thing about kids. They always want to play spy, and they just stand behind like a fucking chair, like sticking their head out, and you're like, you're the worst fucking spy of all time.
They're the worst liars too.
And when you play hide and seek with them, like they hide with their legs sticking out of a bed, or they're in their closet singing.
Yeah.
You're like, really? Are you this fucking terrible at hide and seek? Are you this? Is this going to translate into your adult life? Are you a mouth breather? Am I raising a fucking free throw line 60%er? So Jackie asked about that, and then like we start going again, and all I'm thinking is Charizard a rock type?
The whole time.
And then I'm thinking Dugong evolved from Seal, and then I swear to God, I go, what did Seal evolve from? If Dugong evolved from Seal, was Seal always Seal? Was Seal like the base Pokemon guy? And then it's just done.
Yeah, I don't feel hard at all.
When you have sex with kids in the house, and you know this, you start getting when they're like 1.5, and you know they're not going to drown. You put them in the tub, and then you sneak around the corner, and you just have sex standing up in the hallway, like 8 seconds, like rodeo people, like time. Yeah. How long was that?
And then your buddy comes in dressed like a clown to distract her.
Yeah. Wait, you do that too?
Yeah.
And then you know she's afraid of clowns, and you ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other one is you try to do like you get behind her when you're laying on your sides, and it takes you like 40 minutes to unroll her sweatpants without her realizing that you're unrolling her sweatpants.
And then you leave them at her ankles, and she's like, "You're not going to even take them off me?" And you're like,
"Oh,
I wasn't going to."
You knew the whole time?
Yeah.
But the vagina is always like a foot lower than you think it is. Let's do this on stage. But like you're just poking her in the back with your penis for like 5 minutes, and she's acting like she's asleep. She knows exactly what's happening. She just wants to see how fucking stupid we are.
Yeah.
And then the vagina is like a foot lower than you think it is. Like the first time you put your hand down a girl's pants, like you were all the way down to like your elbow, and you didn't even hit hair yet. Like it's right, like because our penises, we think that's where their hole is.
Yeah, like right below their belly button.
Yeah, no, that's like where the pube line starts.
Yeah.
Their vagina is where our balls end. It's right next to their asshole.
Yeah.
That's 8 inches.
That's completely...
and you're going like, wow, did her parachute not open? How did everything get jammed together like this? Did you put her legs up right before impact?
I remember the first time I ever fingered a chick in 8th grade. I was on the haunted house ride in Disney,
and she was a guest.
And I remember, all I remember is there's a moment on the haunted house ride where the thing spins around, and you're looking at a mirror.
The haunted mansion.
The haunted mansion
yes.
of you and a ghost and the person. So it's like the two of you and a ghost is there. And I remember I had put my finger in, and I just left it there because I didn't know you were supposed to do something with it. I just put it in like I was taking her temperature.
Yeah.
Like I just left it in like...
You're on third base. I don't know if I'm supposed to dance around on it.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting there staring at her. And then we turn around and we hit that thing, and I'm doing it, and I'm looking at me, her, the ghost, and we're all just sitting there like, oh, what the fuck are we doing? And then that's the last time I did that for a while.
Have you noticed the haunted mansion always breaks? Always stops.
I wish it would have stopped that night.
Yeah?
Fuck.
Do you remember her name?
It's great. Yes.
Tell it.
I'm not going to.
Why?
She has kids, and she's married to a good friend of mine. And I told her on the Travel Channel as the first time I ever fell in love, and I told that whole story, and it was really sappy. And all of a sudden, my Facebook fucking blew up like, oh my God. And then she emailed. She's like, I guess I should watch Travel Channel. Everyone said you said something about me. I was like, nope, don't. Thank God the show got canceled.
Well, now that we know it's the same girl that you talked about on the Travel Channel.
Yeah. Good luck figuring that one out.
Tampa Improv you got coming up?
December.
January?
Yeah.
December?
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve?
I'm in Tampa New Year's Eve, Atlanta the week before that, and Chicago the week before that.
So let's focus on New Year's Eve because
Yes.
we're going to sell a lot of tickets for Tampa.
Yes.
Ybor City. That is
gonna
the
be
fucking
insane.
Wild West.
It's going to be insane.
That is like the gold rush of 1849 at all times.
In my New Year's Eve shows, usually when they tell you to do a New Year's Eve show, they're like, so just do like 45 and then get off, and then we'll just let the crowd kind of mill about, and we'll send out hats and stuff. And I always go, why don't I just stay on stage and keep their attention? And so then inevitably someone will come up dressed as Baby New Year's, champagne sprayed all over the place, Cowhead's coming out, his band is playing. As soon as the clock hits 12, his band's playing. He's got a band. They're going to be set up on the stage. It's going to be fucking insane.
Here's the thing about New Year's Eve shows. The audience, for some reason, can't get it through their thick fucking skulls that you are well aware of the fact that it's 4 minutes to midnight.
4 minutes! And you're like, I get it.
Like, and they're starting with the noisemakers. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah,
And you're like, let me just get through walking and I can do the countdown.
Yeah.
And we can make it toast.
Yeah.
But like 10 minutes out, they start going shit house crazy. Crazier than a box of frogs. They start going like, 10 minutes! And you're like, I know. That's why the management put a clock on stage next to me so that we can all look at the same time.
I did it in Miami, and it was fucking chaos. It's like 10 minutes out, they put down the screen, and Dick Clark comes up, post-stroke, like slurring, and the crowd was not friendly.
Fuck you, Dick Clark.
Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is
Oh, you did acid at Disneyland?
Yeah.
Wow, that must have been the most amazing thing in the world.
Yeah. That was.
If I can get an Amsterdam acid story, at least tell that story.
What? What? Taking acid and going to Disney?
Yes.
That was. It was fucking a long time ago. It was
So
me.
what?
You met both the guys, didn't you? Hutch and Harper.
Yeah.
In Tampa.
You bought the acid. We'll wrap it up with this.
This is
I like that your drug dealer gave
you
you such sage advice. This will be Matt Cohen's favorite story ever.
Okay, so me and my buddy Hutch and Harper. Jay's met both of them, but just so you know,
your drug
they're
dealer's
both
name, Tiger?
fucking stupid. Cheetah. His he's a real dude too, and I know he's hearing this right now, going, "Yeah, oh shit." So
Cheetah, you straight? Oh, okay.
So Cheetah used to have the best. Whenever you bought drugs from Cheetah, he always had the best story about it. Like, oh, this weed was grown in a cliff in California in a big valley, and this old Asian man and a young boy would have to go down and take care of this weed every night. You're like, is that the Karate Kid 3? So anyway, So Cheetah, me and
janitor's spending a lot of time with my son. That's what you said last time you were on the podcast. It was great.
Janitor's trying to fuck my kid. So Hutch one time got us. My frisbee was stuck in a tree, and I was trying to get it out with this stick. And Hutch comes up. This was like right when I met him, and he's like, "Hey, if I were you, I'd be real careful throwing that stick in the tree." I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well, you know how when you look up, your mouth automatically opens." And I was like, "No." He's like, "Try it." And then you look up, and you're like, "Oh, holy shit, my mouth does open." He's like, "Sticks allowed to go right down your throat. Happened to me twice." I was like, how unaware do you have to be to have a stick go down your throat? To throw it up and go, "Oh shit, I missed the frisbee, but I'm not going to walk far for this stick." No, it looks like So that's Hutch, right? That happened to him 3 times in real life, because it happened to him once again with a bike's flag. He was like, "You remember when you were a kid, you throw a bike flag in the air and it would just stick in the ground, you just do that all day?"
Fucking bike flags, dude.
Yeah, and he was like,
Wow.
One time I threw a bike flag up and someone yelled, "Hey, Hutch!" And I looked, and then I looked to find out where the flag's going to go. Wham! Right down the throat again. And all I can picture is a guy with that bike flag bouncing back and forth, going, "Ah, ah!"
Man, you brought me back with bike flags, dude.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Harper was one time misspelled his name. That's who Harper is. Happer. 2 P's, no R. I was like, I go, "Hey, Harp, you misspelled your name." He's like, "No, that happens." I was like, "No, it fucking doesn't. I've never been running late, wrote a note like, 'See you later, Burf.'" So that's Harper, that's Hutch. We get this acid called Purple Jesus from Cheetah. Cheetah tells us when we get it, he goes, "Now listen, this is really strong acid, so you don't want to think any bad thoughts while you're on it." And Hutch, right out the gate, goes, "What's a bad thought?" And Cheetah's like, "Your head's an orange and you want to peel it. That's a bad thought." I was like, what? Enough of the bad thoughts. I would have never thought of that in a million fucking years. Yeah. And then right out the gates, we're like, "Get it off!" Like trying to peel our fucking heads.
How much of Purple Jesus did you do?
Half. I did half. Everyone did a half. And we take the other half. That's what an adult does. Take the other half, save it for later. So, if you like it. And we're losing our minds. So
it's not a good time.
The second you take it, first thing Hutch says, "I think I lost my wallet." not how you want to start an acid trip at Disney.
How about that Ron Bennington thing when they were all in a hotel room in Philly or wherever the fuck he was, and they had like 8-ball after 8-ball after 8-ball after 8-ball after 8-ball, and then finally Ron Bennington just goes, "Who's missing?"
Who's missing?
And everybody went fucking insane, like criminally insane. And it was one of those nights Ronnie B set it up like you just solder the door closed and we don't leave.